Welcome to Short Fiction Roundup, a literary podcast brought to you by Setu Bilingual, a monthly journal of literature and art. My name is Anurag. I'm the editor-in-chief of Setu. Today, I'm reading a short fiction by Dr. Sunil Sharma, a famous author and the editor of the English edition of Setu Bilingual. The title of the story is Omen. Bizarre. The dream woke him up with a start. Such a dream will wake up any guy. A shudder passed through him. Dead of night, the howl of a stray dog added to the uneasiness. What is a premonition? The Grim Reaper started malevolently. Neon sign lit up, the urgent message on the billboard. At the interstate highway, his car waiting at the traffic signal. In New Delhi's Tri-Junction at the Connaught Place. Last 1 hour left. Hurry up before it is too late. The stockbroker felt an eerie sensation, a chill, such a portent in a dreamy state. He went to a dream reader next morning and got the message confirmed by that mysterious expert in a cowl, beads and feathers, red eyes. The verdict in a raspy voice was clear, a divine sign. Time for you to pack up for another world. Please say goodbye before you exit the stage. The stockbroker was puzzled. Goodbye? To whom? To the one that misses you the most. The answer by the dream reader left him in no doubt about such a rare person. Ma. Everybody else had forgotten the widower. Family, relatives, neighbors, and colleagues, except her, who kept on calling him at odd hours, asking about meals, BP, sleeping pattern, hyperacidity, long walking hours, typical Ma stuff that was getting repetitive on his nerves. Her calls often went unanswered. He drove down to the home for seniors outside Delhi and found Ma tending to the flowers on that memorable afternoon. The son felt pity for the frail woman. She was unable to see or walk, but tending to the flowers in the beds there, in that house for the discarded parents. Ma? She did not react. Ma? She turned around. Is it you, Ramakant? Yes, Ma. Her leathery face cracked into 1,000 smiles. Pure delight radiated from a wrinkled face. How come you are here? Just like that. Remembered you. Thought I must visit Ma. She smiled and patted him on the head, as in childhood and early youth. He did not have the heart to tell about a ridiculous dream of fear of mortality, other insecurities, and deep vulnerabilities of an urban mind. 1 hour. The prophecy came back in a deep recess of the brain. Heart accepted the omen, but mind refused to believe. Wishful thinking. Often think of embracing death in an ungrateful world. The mere crystallization of that wish, maybe, maybe not. But why me? He believed in portents also. Dreams that foretell, provided you're clued into the mysterious forces out there trying to convey some signals. Ma fought back her tears, composed herself quickly, and face regained serenity of a person resigned to her fate. She held her hands tenderly. They sat down on the bench under a tin shade, among the tools and tiny flowers, smiling in the breeze, a riot of colors in a drab building. She asked quickly, How are you? He was a bit disoriented, but replied naturally, Fine, Ma. They sat down on the bench under a tin shade. They sat there and watched the small garden. The winter sun was mild. There were birds chirping, and scent of jasmine pervaded the space. A river flowed outside the low compound wall of the home. He remembered a pleasant childhood in a poor but loving house. Hard-working Pa and Ma, prayers, meals together, fun, laughter, siblings, joy of reading, singing, cooking, going as a family on holidays in public buses. The death of Pa, separation of siblings, other deaths, changing status, chasing of wealth, and atrophy within and without. Slowly, under relentless pursuit of goals and profits, he had stopped feeling any sensation, emotion, or feeling. He was getting scared. Is it true? A soul dead? Ramakant came out of reverie and asked gently, "Anything I can do for you, Ma?" She smiled. "Keep on coming, son." "Sure." "And return my calls. I know you are busy, but sometimes a Ma wants to hear the voice of the eldest son." The stockbroker, staring at the clock, felt ashamed. "Ma, I'm sorry." She smiled and said, "No need for that, son." Her tenderness melted a calcified heart. Eyes welled up, voice choked. He felt icebergs moving inside a locked heart. Something tiny germinating inside a lifelong cynicism. The clock began ticking furiously in his mind, caught up in this moment and the impending one. Real or imagined? Just then, on the wings of the wind, the fragmented announcement got carried inside the bleak grey building. It said crisply over a public address system somewhere outside, "Hurry up, please, time approaching." In panic, he looked at Ma, alone and fragile there, away from her children, but she seemed oblivious to any announcement. Relieved, he thought of leaving. She should not hear the warning again. He wanted to spare her the pain. Mindful of frailty of human life, the mortality factor, he was preparing for the truth. Is it fiction? Fact? Can it happen as predicted? But he did not want Ma to see his fear and confusion. He held her hands for long. Both were savoring every minute of this unexpected meeting. Then he got up, bent down on his knees, clasped her bony hands, and said sincerely, "Ma, I seek your total forgiveness. Please, forgive a wayward son." Before the startled woman could react, he spun around and marched out, hurriedly, not sure when the hour will strike and the bell toll for him. The stockbroker was now at peace, completely prepared, ready for the final call and a possible meeting with his master, waiting for the next message and mode of secession. He started his car and waved at the old people coming out from the building. They waved back, happily. Their smiles were infectious. He, the relaxed stockbroker, smiled back, feeling oddly fulfilled, a strange sensation of elation hitting hard after long. At the traffic signal, he began drumming the wheel and humming. Nothing else mattered.